Welcome. I am Unapologetically Eric. You can find me on Facebook at Unapologetically Eric or on X at Eric Not Sorry. Thank you for checking me out. If you liked what you heard, I do have previous episodes and I have more to come. Like, follow, share, tell your friends, family. Please don't keep me your dirty little secret. All right, I am caffeinated, medicated, and never regulated, so let's fucking go. The other day, I am watching the news, and I got about maybe 12 seconds into a segment, and I started to laugh, and then I had to shut it off. I had to, because it was so fucking stupid, and it was local here in Connecticut. And I had to shut it off. I just had to. I started laughing, and it was going to make my head explode. So, in case you've lived under a rock and have not paid any attention to anything that I have talked about, or even a topic that myself and the great Reese Hopkins, Reese on the Radio, has covered, how are things in Connecticut, folks? How are things going? Taxes going down? How's the price of gas? How are groceries? Did we ever get down to the bottom of what happened in Hartford regarding the accusations of abuse? Did we ever get to the bottom of that? No. Did we ever get to the bottom of how could a woman keep her stepson hostage for 20 years and no one notice? Did we ever get to the bottom of that yet? No. DCF, school district, nothing. Okay. Did we ever get to the bottom of how no one knew a child was ultimately starved to death by his mother? No. School district, no comment, nothing. So we haven't gotten to the bottom of any of those stories. Oh, okay. How's the budget? Things going good? We can cut taxes? We're not going to talk about that toll bullshit? No? Okay. So, folks, Connecticut sucks. You know that, and I know that. There's some good things, right? There's always a yin and a yang. I know I say that often, but it's true. It's true. But things are fucked up here in Connecticut. You turn it on, and every day it's, shooting here. Well, it's in the inner city. Shocker. Oh, another wrong way driver on the highway. Wow, because people have their head up their ass. And DUI suspected. Shocker. But did you know that with all of this stuff going on, the thing that was covered the other day, the big topic was smoke shops. Really, Governor? Really? With all the other problems the state has, that is a topic we need to battle. Really?
Well, don't you know that smoking and that vaping...
Sit down. Shut up. I don't care. Okay? Okay. So, the reason why I laughed about it is because the same old bullshit. I don't know if it's coincidence. I'm sure it is. Certain topics hit the news, kind of. Some of them that should create fire because there's some smoke there. But no, look at this shiny thing over here. I'm sure that's coincidence. But again, I listed some things off that are kind of fucked up with the state. But the concern the other day I heard it was the governor and what's William Tawn, the AG, whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking give a shit. They're concerns about smoke shops and vape shops and shit. Bro, my first thought. Look, any Family Guy fans out there? Anybody? Okay, if you are, then you will get the reference. Hickadoola. Okay, if you saw that, it was one of the episodes, and it was like a play on the 1960s surf movies. I remember those as a kid because apparently anytime anybody went to the beach in the 60s, everybody danced and sang. If you were white, I guess, and danced terribly. But I got those vibes of that movie, everybody's having a good time at the beach and chilling. And then here comes old man Barnacle Nutsack going, "Why are you guys having fun?" That's the vibe I got. It's like We gotta be worried about the distance from a school where a smoke shop is built. Oh, will someone like the children? Oh, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Really? You're concerned about the distance from a school where a smoke shop is built? But you're not concerned about the sexually explicit materials inside books inside schools. Right, Governor? You're not concerned about that, are you? No, you're not. You're not concerned about how by the time most children reach the age 10, they are heavily medicated on antipsychotics. No, we don't care about children then. What about abortion, Governor? I'm not going down that road, folks. I'm not going down that road. I'm just saying. That's when we don't care about children, right? But we are concerned about a smoke shop being built too close to a school. Even though you have to be 21 years of age to legally purchase tobacco and vape products. You see how fucking retarded this is? I had to laugh. I'm like, dude, you're such a fucking square. You're the squarest of squares that ever squared. When I was 15, I remember hearing, yeah, I know y'all remember this. People were trying to tell me that children were told to smoke or started smoking because of a cartoon camel. And I went, are you fucking serious? No, dude. It's because mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, cousin, grandpa, everybody smoked cigarettes. It wasn't because of a camel, you fucking imbecile. It was also because it was a rebellious thing. When we were kids, we snuck away a cigarette, and we didn't, we smoked it, but we didn't inhale because we didn't know what we were doing. We did it because we were told not to. By people who were doing it. The fucking hypocrites. Hey, don't ever let me catch you smoking. It's a terrible habit. Okay, you keep enjoying those 3 packs a day of those non-filtered Pall Malls, and you keep, yeah, okay. That's just how it was back in the 80s. It was, don't smoke even though I do it because it's a filthy habit. But then you went and you did it anyway because all the cool kids did it. And it was readily available. Now, okay, yes, everybody knows smoking is bad for your health. It is bad for your heart and your lungs. It could cause cancer, high blood pressure. Okay, we all know that smoking is bad. Vaping smells so much better and does taste much better. But is it better for your health? Look, we all know that inhaling anything other than just air is bad for your health. Ask any firefighter, okay? Ask anybody in the military, but I would start with firefighters because, yeah, they got some really, really good equipment and shit, but you know what? Sometimes the equipment just isn't enough. You talk to a firefighter, they'll tell you that, yeah, if you're inhaling anything other than air, your lungs are getting fucked up somehow. So, yeah, vaping and smoking is not good for you. It's not a secret. No, it's no secret. Everybody knows this. I know 5-year-olds know that smoking is hazardous to your health. But most 5-year-olds will grow into 15-year-olds, and guess what? They're going to be smoking a Marlboro. Why? Because they were told not to. Just like I was. And just like you were. That's why I laugh at this. Establishments are not supposed to sell tobacco products to anybody under the age of 21. They are required to be shown photo ID, state-issued photo ID, and then verified of age, and then they are sold. So a 15-year-old is not legally able to go into an establishment and go, yo, man, can I have a pack, that one? And the guy says, yeah, sure, no problem, bud. Here you go. Do they exist? Yeah, because they did when I was a kid. I was buying packs of Marlboros when I was 15. Yeah, everybody knew that was the place to go. There was 3 places in town. One of them eventually got pinched. I never went there. It was always shady there. But there was 3, eventually 2. But yeah, I was buying cigarettes when I was 15. Nobody carded me. I wasn't like big for my age or had a 5 o'clock shot. No, I looked like I was 12. I looked my age. Never got carded. Just went in. Yeah, can I have a pack of those? Yeah, done. Yeah, should they have gotten shut down or lost a light or punished? Yeah, yep. I'm not gonna fucking rat them out, bro. I want a pack of smokes, because that's what we did. We knew it was unhealthy. We knew it was wrong. We were told not to do it, but why did we do it? Because it felt good to do. Ask anybody who steals stuff. Not necessarily a klepto, but ask anybody that has gotten caught stealing something. Not even anything of significant value. You look at them and go, why did you take that? And they'll go, I don't know. It was the rush. Well, for us kids, us kids, I still am a kid in my fucking head. But when we were kids, and kids today, it's no different. It's the rush of getting away with it. It's not, oh my God, I can't wait to smoke this. But it can get to that. Yeah, obviously. Duh. But in the beginning, before they get hooked, it's, man, if my mom catches me, I am so dead. It's the rush of being told not to do it, and then they do it anyway. Well, these places shouldn't be close to schools. Why does that matter? They can't legally sell it to juveniles. Are you missing the fucking point? You are, clearly. Put it in the parking lot. Build a smoke shop in a school parking lot. I don't care. Obviously, no, that would be a dumb idea, right? A lot of congestion for when the school buses were there, obviously. Duh. But I don't care if it was built right next door, outside of, congestion on the roads regarding, buses and stuff. Yeah, outside of logistics for travel, roadways and stuff. Outside of that, who gives a fuck? I can understand if you got like a porn, an adult store and there's sign. Okay, fair. Oh, wait, that's right. That wouldn't matter because we have that imagery in the books in schools. Oh, wait.
Will somebody think of the children?
Spare me. So like I said, I don't care if a smoke shop went up next to a school because legally they can't sell to the children, right? If they get caught, you shut them down. And harsh penalty, like, oh, wait, you under your name are no longer to ever have a license to sell tobacco products. Boom, done. $500,000 fine. Or how about $1.5 million fine? Let's make it really hurt. You want to ensure that these people are not going to be like, he looks 21. No, you want them to verify shit? That's how you do it. You hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the wallet. But who cares how far away it is? It's so dumb.
Oh, but some of the...
Oh, my God. Don't. Just stop. Maybe I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I admit it. But on this whole thing, I am sure... I'm sounding like an asshole. But Jesus fucking Christ. You can't sell the shit to the kids. But I don't know. Like I said, I only heard about 10 seconds of the thing, and I just had to shut it off because I'm like, you sound like a fucking idiot. We have all these other problems, and this is your concern?
Well, children like the flavored vapes because flavored vapes taste good.
Yeah, actually they do. That's why they are popular. Oh, but children are getting their hands on them. Huh. You mean the same way they got their hands on cigarettes? The same way that we used to get our hands on porn? Hell, kids have that in their pocket now. It's called their phone. But yeah, so you could make all things banned. Guess what? People still get them. Like crack, meth. I recall a time when alcohol was tough to come by, but people still found a way to get it.
But vaping can kill you immediately.
Wrong. Well, I shouldn't say wrong. If you are making reference to what happened a few years ago, then yes, you would be incorrect because you have been misled. However, if you do have lung issues, you should not even try vaping or smoking. Okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm just a dumbass that's seen some shit. But odds are your first vape is, unless you're highly asthmatic, you're just going to cough and go, ugh, gross. Okay? Okay. But when it came to the vape cartridges a few years ago, where I believe some young people did die, and then I know some others got some severe lung issues, it wasn't specifically because of, air quote, vaping. That was the headline because, well, there's people behind the scenes trying to pull strings on things, but it wasn't just the vape. It was black market made THC vape that had, I believe the chemical was vitamin K or vitamin E. I don't remember, don't quote me, but there was a certain chemical that was mixed in there that when it got heated, it became toxic. So it wasn't like if you go to a vape shop today, now I don't know the rules and regulations and all that shit, and I don't care. But I do know that there are rules and regulations that a vape shop has to abide by, and I'm guessing, assuming that the people that make the e-liquids or the vaping liquids have rules and regulations and shit, so they don't put that chemical in that stuff. So this was black market stuff. The issue that happened a few years ago, the young kids, I remember getting harmed. I can't remember. I believe some died of vaping a THC, a weed type vape. But it was because of the bad chemical that was in there. So again, black market, bad shit. You ban shit? Look at that. People buy stuff on the black market and bad stuff happens. Kind of like bathtub gin. Correct? Correct. So you can make flavored vapes and cigarettes. You make it all illegal. Kids are going to still get their hands on it. It's what they do. It's what we did. By a show of hands, Gen X men, how many of you, before the age of 16, had a skin magazine between your mattresses? There's an awful lot of hands out there. Could you buy it? No. Where did you get it? Probably Dad, right? Dad, you found it in the woods, right? You weren't allowed to have a skin mag, but we got our hands on them because that's just what kids do. They're no different than you and me. Your kids are no different than you and me when we were kids. No different. You may not smoke. Maybe you're a grandparent. You may not smoke. Your daughter or your son, right? They don't smoke, but your grandkid, they're 12. They're going to get their hands on one and they're going to try it. They may not like it. They may and this is disgusting. They'll never do it again, right? And you will never even know about it until they're like 35. Well, you'll never know about it if you're a grandparent, but sorry. But they may not even say, I tried smoking today, but they're going to do it. Why? Because they're trying to fit in. Just like you, just like me, just like the rest of. Well, that's peer pressure. First of all, you can't legislate peer pressure, just like you can't legislate away bullying because you've been beating that dead horse for 20 years. And how are things going? So, but they're gonna get their hands on shit because they're gonna try it. They want to fit in. They want to be cool. They want to be the rebel, just like you and me. So complaining about how far or close from a school a vape shop or a smoke shop is constructed, or how many is here, or how many, or how big, or whatever other horse shit they were talking about. Like, I shut it off because I immediately went, dude, you're a fucking tool. Really, Lamont? Really? This is this? Dude.
Well, somebody think of the children. You know how many children vape every day?
Do you know how many children have sex every day? Do you know at what age children are exposed to pornography? You would be surprised. Because, that skin mag I made a reference to earlier, it was primarily a Playboy, which, okay, it's still nudity, but it's tame. Compared to I believe the average age is 8. where a child now is exposed to like hardcore porn. 8 or 9, I believe. I think it's 8. But won't somebody think of the children because they may take a hit of somebody's strawberry shortcake vape? Well, what if they like it and get addicted? Well, you live and learn. You know, I know people addicted to caffeine. They drink 2 pots a day. It's not good. It's not good. I don't know what to tell you. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Whether you ban it in the state, whether you push it, you can only buy it online. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You can tell your 16-year-old until you're blue in the face, don't have sex. What did you do when you were 16? Come on. You're not that ugly. But for real, when you were 16, okay, if you weren't doing it, you were thinking about doing it. And if you were a guy, you were doing it by yourself a lot. Okay, but when you were 16, you've got the talk, the birds and the bees, and please don't get your girlfriend pregnant, or please don't let them get you pregnant. Right? Yep, I know, awkward as fuck, right? Yes, we all heard it. What did we go do? Like literally an hour later. Oh, I feel so much better now. Exactly. So you can sit and tell your kids, and you can educate them, and knowledge is power, and it's true and it's good. That's why you should sit down with your kids and talk to them about their friends and what they're up to, and be open to them. And look, you're going to get pissed off sometimes about some of the stuff they tell you. But if you honestly want your kid to be open with you, especially when they start hitting those harder years, because it's not going to be easy for them to do that anyways, because they're not going to want to. You got to listen. But you inform them that, smoking is bad. Vaping is bad. If you have friends that do it, please, I would really prefer you wouldn't. Please. But it's bad. But they're good, and they'll be like, yeah, I know, Mom. I know, I know. And then they're going to go do it anyway. Or they're not. It's up to them. You can't legislate shit like that. I mean, you can't. You just can't. You can tell your kid,
You be careful riding that skateboard, young man.
Yeah, okay. he's down doing fucking rail slides right now. Be careful. They're out having fun. If your kids are allowed to go outside. But you can tell your kids until you're blue in the face, vaping is wrong. And I know blueberry tastes amazing, but don't do it. They're going to do it. But I was just laughing my ass off. I almost snarfed my coffee. I really would have been pissed. But I'm like, dude, really? There's so many other fucking problems. We got kids that can't read at grade level, and our concern is smoke shops. Get the fuck out of here. Our governor is garbage. Everything in this state sucks. I fucking hate it here. If you hate it here, please give me a like, follow, and share. If this is your first time listening, I hope you liked it. If not, hey, I'm an asshole, what can I say? Hopefully things get better. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee because that's one of my addictions. Thank you for listening. Share, like, follow, all that good stuff. Don't keep me your dirty little secret. That's it. Till next time, y'all. Keep being you.